Newcastle United have won the battle to keep Alexander Isak at the club. Was I concerned that Newcastle were going to lose Isak? Not really. Did Liverpool just do a power move? Not really. I think we all sort of got the conclusion that we expected. Isak to stay at Newcastle and Ekitike to go to Liverpool. I think everybody is happy with what they have got. Newcastle keep one of the best strikers in the world. Liverpool get a centre forward who is very, very good and will be one of the best in the world in 3 or 4 years. Minimum for sure. Maximum for sure, sorry. But anyway, in this video, we're going to be talking all Newcastle United, from Isak himself to the centre-back options, to Trafford. There is a lot to talk about for sure in this video. But before I begin, please give it a massive, massive, massive thumbs up. It really helps me out. And subscribe if you are new here. But let's start with the Isak stuff. Newcastle Saudis owners will refuse to sell Isak even if he wants to talk to Liverpool. That's been and gone now. Liverpool have accepted that it's a no sale for Isak this summer. But the funny thing was that came out today, Al Hilal are weighing up a move for a Newcastle striker Alexander Isak. But I'm pretty sure PIF, Newcastle's owners, are the Saudi guys. So this will be quite confusing. Maybe they buy Isak, then send him on loan to Newcastle so Isak can have high wages. But it just doesn't make sense that this would happen because apparently there's been a green light as well from Isak for a move to happen. But I very much doubt that. I doubt that Isak would actually leave Newcastle United for Saudi. He's got so much more work to do in Europe. But this is what I wanted to show you guys. The Liverpool fans, I know I've stopped sort of doing how rival fans react to each other, but yeah, Newcastle fans, this was a message said to you about Isak, and I think you guys should have your moment of celebration. I'm very, very fair. I saw the way the Liverpool fans were saying we've got Isak from you. So have a listen to this Liverpool fan and what he had to say.
Hi there. How are we? Now look, I want to just start off the stream with just a heartfelt word to the Newcastle fans. Jokes aside, there's no need to thank us. I know you're saying to yourself, aren't these lads from Liverpool absolutely top-notch, coming in, helping us with our PSR issues, helping us with the rebuild. And honestly, it's what we're about. You know, as a football club, we're a community club and we're here to help. So if us handing over £130 million, which let's be honest, we can do, if that helps Newcastle out in building a new striker, a centre-back, I mean, I think it's the least that we can do. So just to kick us off tonight, no need to thank me. No need to thank us, Newcastle fans. It's okay. You know, you're welcome. We're friends. This is what we do.
So essentially, that's a feeling like Liverpool are, of course, a big club, but he's almost saying Newcastle are a baby club, a small club that have been bullied. You know, that was the general consensus with this Isak saga, that Newcastle were going to get bullied, put in their place. That's not what has happened whatsoever. Newcastle keep their centre forward. Liverpool fans get a top young centre forward, by the way. We should not underestimate how good Ekitike is. But the way this saga is going, the way that Newcastle were made to feel like a tiny club was not nice. And Newcastle are a big club. You know, I see the support you guys give me. Your fan base is absolutely massive and I'm appreciative of it. So here's your moment to sort of laugh at this Liverpool fan. Massive respect to Craig from Anfield Agenda. It's all fun and games. But yeah, that was not something Newcastle fans wanted to be hearing whilst the saga was ongoing. But let's move on to the Newcastle targets. They have made a move and expected to accelerate interest in Brentford's Yoane Wissa. Obviously, you know, Brentford are no easy negotiators. They've managed to get £70 million for Mbeumo, who has a year left on his deal from United. But then again, United aren't the smartest club when it comes to finances. But that just goes to show how tricky this deal would be. We know Tottenham Hotspur are also interested. But the fact that, you know, Newcastle are happy to get a player of Wissa's quality, and that's what he is. He's a quality centre forward. Ornstein as well confirmed it after cooling their interest in Ekitike, that they would go for Yoane Wissa. And of course, this is a phenomenal striker with 20 goals, 4 assists. He's improved every single year since he's been at Brentford, and that just should show you the sort of guy he is. Still quite youngish, 28. This is the sort of profile of striker I expected Newcastle to go for, because not only can he play centre forward, he can play off the wings as well. He adds squad depth. He can play with Isak as well in a two-striker formation against low blocks. He's a top centre forward. He really, really is. And Newcastle fans shouldn't be upset being in for someone like Wissa. You know, if they get this deal done, there is no reason to be upset because he's really Premier League proven. He's got a lot of quality, scores goals. He's got what you would want. He's got what you would want, especially from a, I don't want to say backup, but a rotational centre forward that'll get minutes in the starting 11 on the left or in the right as well. So this would be a top signing for Newcastle. But I'm hearing it's about £50 million, which is ridiculous money. But I'm sure maybe they could haggle Brentford down, but they are very tough negotiators. We know that. And here is his his FBref model. I think I've shown you guys 1,002,000 FBref models. You're probably a bit familiar with how this works. There we are. Looking at the defensive stats, very good. A top presser. He was able to come into Newcastle's side and press. He's definitely a better presser than Ekitike, if that's one thing we can talk about. Non-penalty goals, top 15% in Europe. Progressive passes as well. Very, very nice. He is the guy that is, you know, not talked about as much as in Mbeumo, but equally had as big an impact as Mbeumo had at the club. So there's that to really sort of think about and talk about when we're thinking about someone like Yoane Wissa. And he's got experience. You know, he's one of the older heads that will come into the squad. There's quite a lot of older heads, and then there's the younger heads as well at Newcastle. There's a nice blend at the club at the minute, and Wissa will definitely fit into that community there. And we want to really talk about this James Trafford situation, because Newcastle United, Manchester City are considering a move for James Trafford this summer. Contacts have taken place in recent days. City have a buyback clause, and this is the reason why his move to Newcastle isn't sealed yet. I think that buyback clause means that City obviously have first option for Trafford, and if they do choose to go and use that first option, Newcastle are in a bit of a sticky situation. Do I expect City to go for Trafford? Not really, because I think Edison and Ortega will end up staying, but Newcastle will want to get this wrapped up as quickly as possible. You know, there's been this knack of Newcastle unable to finalise deals. I don't think that's true. I just feel like the deals just don't really materialise, whether the player doesn't want to come or whatever it is, whether it's the finances, it just doesn't happen. It's not a matter of Newcastle getting rejected, but they will want to get this deal done as quick as possible, because City, when they're sharking about, can be really, really annoying. Now on to the centre-back stuff. Yoane Wissa, of Inter Milan is of interest. I think he's a phenomenal centre-half as well. Really did pocket Saka, I can't lie, in the Champions League last season when we played Inter Milan. So this will be a top signing. 6'5", right-footed, right centre-half, right profile in terms of age as well. There's many positives towards it. And of course, you know, Italian. He would fit into the Italian little group that Newcastle United are building with Tonali there as well. So there's positives to a deal like this. And it isn't just Bissek. There's other centre-halves that Newcastle want in Italy. Nicolas Savona from Juventus has been discussed. He's another nice centre-half that maybe wants to get his break and starting consistently every single game. He might get that in Newcastle, but obviously Shah is so good. You'd want someone to come in, challenge Shah. Shah will probably have to start in place because he's still got the phenomenal athleticism and physique. He's not slowing down by any stretch of the imagination. But it's good to see these centre-halves being targeted by Newcastle. Torreira as well, Scalvini, Savona. Really is an Italy bombardment from Newcastle this summer in the defence if they can't get someone like Gahey as well. But yeah, Newcastle fans, let me know your thoughts on the things discussed. Isak staying, great. How are you feeling with the way the deals haven't been closed for certain players? Are you frustrated? And of course, the centre-halves, are you ready for the guys that I've named? They seem pretty decent. I want to go in more depth in later videos. But that's it for now. And until next time, peace.